esre say yemeboa ye de ye yemni tutu ni akwa ho nsem no wo che say entwa yie sanse yan kasa ye dan IMF dada ni yesan ekodi ye chance nko stress nti ye sa entwa yie krakrakra ensem foforo mu nso asamba akwa beto dwane say yewura Obasanjo kane swafo edema oman South Africa wonu madi ye hia bi ewo Joburg na dwumadi na se na wabo Ghana mampanyin Yewura John Dramani Mahama abaso ewo ne reset agenda ya oye ewo oman mu no eho aso ya wonu mo hwa apomuden ho nsam so no ede ahia adwendwene kwampa bibiman ye befa so no yankasa ya apomuden ho nsam ye ni akoho ya ye ho hyehyeye nso eyie ewo nsam foforo mu no Yewura ya osedu twumde atodwa se double track no enya no na ama nkwada akotro bofo bone ama sohwa wo mkotro ye no ebi wo ma feli poto no nye no na ede saade no ebaaye ensema foforo bi kan we no ho na ewie mo sonfo amma saponkoma nkoma de se ne de esom afa yentinsi ensem no emue ye kodia na ebusuafo asamba ko a abeto edwa ene se said o my Ghana da ye dan kofo na ye kwosresre emu omo bekọ ye moa no entwa yie na wei emrahye bedwani de ma okanke central Yewura Patrick ya boama na gina simpie so de asemi tu dwa se yen yankasa yen sa hye IMF anum dada na ye kobdia so ane ye sa de ekruwa ne na mo ye sra mo ma ye sika nkwa ye akwan no eya entwa yie kra se o man.
Speaker, at page 16 of the report, it talks about the overall budget estimate for 2026, which is about 5.378 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, to interest you to know that out of the said amount, about 910 million Ghana cedis is expected from development partners. Mr. Speaker, we are still under an IMF program, and if we are still going to rely on about 1 billion Ghana cedis from our development partners, I wonder whether the ministry will be able to achieve all its objectives under this program, especially when the ministry is talking about a lot of huge projects like Wenchi Tuwa and also the Dowenya corridor.
Yeah, it was for Yetwa and Seminole Eso. Minority Chief Whip, Yewura Frank Anodompre, and also Eden Sembi Atuja, Sawushemwa, and Nay, I was so my Ghana, Yetu Yahu Esiho, Nayato Nieme ye said ye beya, need to chew any Erisia Bebra, and Nay, Ryan, Ebo Raya, the Namka Moody, and Nam Ye Jahu Dromono, ye bet to me a Brenasi.
I have read through the report. Minister, if you have any pages of your report speaking to electronic vehicles, draw my attention. The allocation to EVs, zero. And I know how passionate you are in terms of EVs. This cannot pass. The previous government has set the tone. You are aware of all the initiatives and the undertakings in terms of electronic vehicles. We don't need to, you use the media. We hope so. Now, all of us are aware about emissions in this country. And science has proven that transport alone contributes more than 20% of emissions, especially in urban and peri-urban areas. And it is the reason why the previous government set the tone and put out the necessary framework for us to expand. What I expect from you is an expansion. Now, zero allocation, that cannot be. Yes, we are talking about reduction of carbon footprint. Public transport. Electronic vehicles have the potential of reducing emissions, have the potential of reducing carbon footprints, and has other health benefits. And your government is not visionary enough to continue what we started, and you want us to applaud. We can't applaud this. Minister, you have to speak to this. You have to respond to this. And again, the last time the Honorable Member Big Zidin had come to make a formal statement lamenting on the number and the scale of accidents occurring in our water bodies across the country. The white water, the black water, the the Volta River. Accidents all over the place. And not even a line budget on the provision of safety measures on these transport facilities on these.
Yera yaw osedu chumkane na abandadani mu no yeswafo a wo hwere enhumasu ahonsam so na enei wo adechenshoma so ye nnedi nkomo na ensem ni bi ekoso efa adesuafo a ekotwe osohwe a wonum adi ntwopoto no no wo chese double track no enye no na di sensusu aso yaba eye nkwada no ankasa so eka ho ebi ya ewoso obi aye ne famu de nti double track entimi mu obi enfeli.
Eso who say schools are Ghana no emu oha edupen ediosun enye double track. Enye double track. Omu nyina single track. School kakra na ewosro no. Omu na sabri omu ye double track. So do na dan esisi ehwe Tamasco e feed double track rebe 4 years, about 3 years in the feed double track. Schools be free double track. Into the Subono Kobo double track. Now, share schools say double track is a presec. Normal results no, I was through Kama, Obekan saying. Into my bass, I say, we the Koboha, no with the Aboy, and Tina Midday, the American say GS for no, EPA, the minister no, EPA. Oman Crofobin subjects, and whom they be a torch, no more teachers no, no more so more and Quadano. Because Anyas are Subono there. You bet me the abo obia wa ofia be mu kra no wonhwe mo mesua so kra we di ba be kan but the American say so born no ho but ade ba kwa me ha me ni akoda se nyame amoa no amo enye sika ankotwe ensohwe bi mu a ne dachi asa
ye busia yetoa ensem no so yera yaw osedu twum esan de tudwa se ehu behia so o my Ghana ye entitiye edwumadie sonkon edema adesuafo ne teacherfo nyina se de be ya ebeboa amonim de ewo esohwe twuromu ene adesuamu no etumi akonkan.
So when you saw the who you say, a dear atumi, me ye whom be ebe ye, obey whom be. Name a you are doing say, oh, and no. There's whom Felisa. If you say no more more than, ubi ne boanti, a basana, ubi jaw more feeling next year beam. Exams council catch us say, why I can foresee simple interest in term now with the teachers are going to be mathematics teachers, Mumra, Ubi Amra. We have a church simple interesting. So we are making actually because next year no, you can simple interest question ba akwere be a burden ebiti.
And then yeah, when State say even for them to acknowledge the importance of even FINRO when it comes to social studies and also.
So what do? All social studies teachers must participate in workshop. How much year for especially should participate in workshop immediately. Say next year, our question will be bound with me answer. That's what you do.
They're not doing that.
No. Why you for not catch us? Mami, to was you. Yeah, no dear. Baby, and why for because I touch you be examiners but three teachers. Into Wunyamia Boama, why for catch us a honey to snap. Ka policy direction and they say professional development. All final year teachers, ye boke shiamu, chiamu TNT. Ama mo suane me se be ya nkwala no question we ba o mbetimi adan aye enu ne de se o man o
ye ko ensam foforo na kane Nigeria mampanyini eye Olusegun Obasanjo wo de ensam bi atodwa ya wo chese se wo hwe Ghana mampanyini John Dramani Mahama na muntu a wo tu e won kran ha ya Reset in interim secretariat ewon kran ha wate na wo hwe na ho keka ene niema wo ye wo memu hunu se wabɔ abɔsoɔ asi n'adwene nkete sɛ wɔde nsakraeɛ ɛbɛbɔ ɔman Ghana ɛne abibiman nyinaa ɛso ɛno nti ɛho behia sɛ wɔbɔ n'aba so ɛwɔ n'adwuma so a wɔdi no wɔgyina so ɛto aso sɛ wohwɛ abibiman woba no sɛ Latin famu afei America Europe ɛne Caribbean hɔ no mo a wohunu sɛ wɔnom nyinaa ɛyade a wotu anammɔn yɛ ɛsɛfata sɛdeɛ bɛyɛ a wɔbɛtumi agyina wɔn naso na wɔn mamufoɔ nso so wɔn ho adwo wɔn wei ɛkyerɛ sɛ wode toto ɔmampanyin John Dramani Mahama nneɛma a wɔyɛ no ho deɛ na kyerɛ sɛ wohunu sɛ wɔn ani so ade hunu wɔ adwempa ɛwɔ akomapa sɛ ɔde ɔman Ghana bɛgyina baabi na afei wapagya abibiman wɔde nsɛm wetu dwa ɛwɔ G20 ase ɛwɔ Joburg ɛhɔ nom ɛna ɔpanyin ɛde nsɛm yi tu dwa ɛde fa Ghana mampanyin wɔ ne mmɔden mu a wɔbɔ sɛ ɔde nsakraeɛ sonko bɛbɔ ɔman Ghana ɛne abibiman nyinaa mu na waboa apere yie mpuntuo ne nkɔsoɔ de ama ɔmanfoɔ asetena ensam foforo mu asoye ehwe ahoɔden ne ho nsam so no wɔnom ɛkyerɛ sɛ wasi nkete abɔ abɔsoɔ so wɔbɛyɛ wɔn fam deɛ bia sɛ deɛ bɛyɛ ɔman Ghana yɛ ahoɔden ho nsam no ɛbɛkɔ na abɛɛfo kwan so na aboa ama aban n'ani suade hunu yɛ a wɔbɛhwɛ sɛ wɔde besiesie mu na wama nneɛma mu atene mu ada hɔ fan no ɛbɛgyina ne na so yie ɛwɔ ahoɔden ne fam.
This year's theme, repositioning the energy sector as a pillar of national development, speaks directly to the transformative role energy must play in Ghana's economic future. It aligns perfectly with the work we are undertaking at the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, where every policy initiative, reform efforts, and investments made the past years has been purposefully directed at creating a resilient, transparent, efficient, and forward-looking energy sector that can anchor our national development agenda. Over the past months, the ministry, with the tacit support of His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, has worked diligently to stabilize and reposition the energy sector as a true driver of national development. Through strategic reforms and deliberate policy direction, we have begun to reverse long-standing challenges and restore confidence across the energy value chain. The results are evident in the improvements recorded in the power generation, distribution efficiency, petroleum sector investments, and expansion of renewable energy initiatives. As an assurance the ministry wants to give to Ghanaians, we have a responsibility to keep the lights on to power our industry and light up our homes and our path. We have a responsibility, and we assure you that with our efforts and with your collaboration, we are going to reverse the declining investments and development in our petroleum upstream sector. I want to, at this point, continue to assure you that we are taking all the necessary reforms to strengthen and modernize our energy sector.
I'm just the arrowhead, the team in Ghana that goes always the heavy lifting. And also like to thank the board chairman who is here. We joined here, you saw him, and they all said the blueprint for us to follow. And
Yero akwabena minta akando eye soafo a wo hwa apomden ho nsam so de ato abibiman panyimfo anim se wosra wonom ada yen ankasa yenfo ya pomden hyebrensha yensam na afi koba ne sika ya de bobo ho branso a yenhwe se yebetiatia ne kakra de afi yeman.
The health of the people in every nation is the wealth of the nation. You cannot have a productive country or a prosperous country without a very strong health sector. We in Ghana see any expenditure in the health sector not as cost, but as investment. And you all bear with me that any single dollar you invest in the health sector, you are likely to get 2 or 3 folds of economic returns. And so let us begin to look at our health sector and not to see it as a social service alone. But in my humble opinion, we must begin to see it as a very productive and economic sector. One of the hindrances of our universal health coverage has to do with cost. And we know that the primary health care constitutes about 80% of our health needs. And so I believe that when we get our primary health care right, our health sector will be very strong. Hence, again, in Ghana, the president has directed that beginning 2026, every Ghanaian must have access to free primary health care. Ghana, and welcome you to Accra for this important continental engagement. The theme of this pre-conference, Accelerating Action to End TB through Political Leadership, Innovation and Community Engagement, compels us to speak plainly. TB will not end because of good intentions. TB will end because political leaders deliberately choose to fund it, legislate for it, and prioritize it. For decades, TB has remained underfunded relative to its burden. As ministers and policymakers, we must close that gap. In Ghana, we are walking the talk, and we are taking steps to reverse this trend. In the 2026 national budget, TB has been given increased priority under the health sector allocations, with specific attention to diagnostics, treatment supply chains, and community level activities.
Yatwa and Sabno eso yako achimoda wepoye mantamu. World AIDS Day empanyini edibi ewo ho. Neno enwode afutuo kese ma Ghana de hyese. Sakwaba ne se obi ewo HIV na AIDS yade ni bi na wonimu a fansa nkwotenetene ne so sanse nipa dodo na ewu no wahu se efrisa ayonimu ene madodo no a ewu. Kwancha for your da apomdia so ya no wasante mantam ha Dr. Fred Adomakun wono NSR Ghana for say free HIV test na ekwoso no mo fo mo hunjim no mo so nkohwe bi nkohwe ni padua say
1st December World AIDS Day na ohwe Ghana so a yesu ya kan ho bi nti last 2023 DBB say na this year akoye sonko in a sense the number of school kwala yede omo ye fruit na ye fe na me nua ma bibi kakra emfa HIV no ho yade ye nyina ye nim say yade no ko but some catch say figures na eba since last year 2024 report na actually say ye timiru ko 15,000 plus. I'm talking of the whole country, 15,000 plus people living new infection. Actually say omo afekwa no manye HIV ni bi ana 12,000 plus esusu na ewu ye. But 12,000 plus na ewu ye no, I can say that on authority say about 80% didn't die of the disease. Yes, they died because of the stigma. I saw for no more with them. So be HIV positive. Eba wa sorry na prayer camp catch and say on course mo kogiri ndo. Na yenja say honhom na ya tama no ya to ya honhom ya de ya tama no. Ya toma honhom kura mpo na mane course ngi ni adru na Yedaswa ejina World AIDS Day yimona santimantam so afashe bi akoso ho na no enna director edema Ghana Health Service ewo mantam nimu ede afutu ama Ghana de hye nyina se wo sre yen Ghana de hye yen kwa ya sabia na yen ko testing hwe se yade ne ye wo bi anase ye ni bi uhunu se wo bi a watumi akonentem na wo bi soso a enidi wo widie mu ansai wonipadua Kwancha for your da apomdia so ya no wasante mantam ha Dr. Fred Adomakun wono NSR Ghana for say free HIV test na ekwoso no mo fo mo hunjim no mo so nkohwe bi nkohwe ni padua de mu se wo mo HIV yade ne bi anase wo mo eni bi Dr. Adomakun to aso akire mu se HIV yade no tra na etre wo mantam ha wo mo munya bi no edoso pa emfa ho ne se ne nipa bebre na yade wo mo ato aduro so enso ne hina achi no enipa bebre na wo mo yade ne bi
bia wo mu hia so mo ba yaresabea ma yetimi ehwe wo mu enso so bebre na empese wo mbeba na ya hwe ne edo mo ato aduro so eno so nti na wo sere se e wo so mo nya aboafo betimi abo mo ama mo nuro ni akade a wo betimi ede eto yade no ase Dr. Adomako eto aso ehwe wo manfo ni hina nkuran se wo mom ho ban emfri HIV yade no ho e na afa so wo mo ya bia ye ye omo yipamu nso ye nya sa ne ma ni hina na ye nhwe se abre ne abre beba yaresabea be hwe nipadua ni mu na se bi wo mu a yetimi ahwe ne ntem na etimi aboa wo
say HIV media edaso transmission edaso koso nkrofo edaso ewo ediebe edru na so de betimi ama edru ana normal ebeye na se obi mfa obi no sky edebe no eso atikakra do eso atikakra no HIV media ono so send you see ye de sani pa ba kono ana from obi ekobi no eso enti emra ye koso no ye esi ebo ho ban prevention is better than diabetes said ye can cure ana ye protect your home so aye asema ye can cure obi ani say still HIV no obetimi aye normal bibri ya unya bi ana de toso no unya HIV ni say adro ha betimi am otro ana adro no so say de be ma no ye de be free unchia teku unchia sentoa na adro no so eje aduma ka twi ye ka kira adofo nyina say so kan 63,000 no now down one dia mensu bra because oba you were drew our heart testing
Yatwa and seven so Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders one more ashe wa finshia na ya etoso aduonu enwotwe ewo emfimfini mantamo na dwumadie na bosse ni nyina so ne bota enti a odi ye no kakra yekunche baye ni.
Your cooperation, professionalism, and advocacy have contributed immensely to the transformation of our processes and the enhancement of the trading environment. On behalf of the Customs Division, I wish to express our profound gratitude for your continuous support and to humbly request that this spirit of partnership be strengthened even more in the coming year. Government recently launched a 24-hour economy policy, and the Customs Division has fully implemented the policy to ensure uninterrupted service delivery, faster clearance, and enhanced efficiency for trade operators. This policy's success, however, does not rest on customs alone. It requires the cooperation of all stakeholders, especially freight forwarders.
The path ahead is clear. The next 12 months will witness monumental digital transformation, not as an option, but as a strategic necessity. Artificial intelligence, blockchain, digital documentation, automated customs processes, and predictive analytics shall become part of our everyday language. Our operational models must evolve to meet the expectations of clients who demand speed, transparency, and accuracy. We will continue advocating for a harmonized national logistics digitization ecosystem, one that eliminates duplicated processes, reduces system downtimes, improves transparency, and supports revenue assurance. Today I announce its revamp and full activation. In a world driven by data, GIF cannot rely on. We need credible numbers, structured research, and evidence-based advocacy. The research hub will work closely with academia, customs port authorities, international partners, and private sector stakeholders to generate insights that guide us, policy engagements, digital transformation strategies, member capacity building.
Tobri ewo Western North Mantam no hene wo ho eye nana minta oto so ensia de nse no kokko se ne nsa aseso de friend nse galamsey no ebi ni ho
ya district no koro bebre o ma be galamsey ho so subiri for de ya se yem pre no bia ma galamsey ho di no ka sei obi anti ma se obe galamsey bia wo ho enam se baby na anwa so be kwai no ya ho na iska kokko pa ewo nti nipa media de o ma ba ho no o mo bro be 30 kuranso obi aba ho ane apam no se empegram si esan se yesuo no se si a wode ona kusimu a na wo se akọ gu nti so mbe yegram se wo ho a emwa nti se yempre sa ba mpa no so se obeye ma ne ankasa de a ene ye bepre na se aye se wo mbe ye ma ne na so mbe ye iriga ma ne de a eya de a ebeji atomi oje a wo ho ya jibi kra e de ato ye nim se wo a obi hu se empeswa so ye yegram se wo ho no obebo ka nti ama hemfo no si ade esuro bi abam
abampo meka no yenim se yensu a na yennom dada no enu na sesa first ni otumi kodware nsum I said the kodware nsum nsuo ni asesa wontumi nware nsum bio oben nanti ba bi no akota amana bi mu efise bi atu amana bi wankata so forester nnua ho nnua ni na abekọ na ebu egu fam nti ehu ni se de akoso no efa galamsey ho no enya de pa na yenyaa etwa se yenyina yebom na yakuntia galamsey na bere no tumi akwa te galamsey aban payimfo ne ade omotenkran ye na galamsey na akoso no ye na yehu na mesusu anso no so ye so na eba nti me de mesusu ye pa se ohene a mehwe communities by 15 so almost about 28,000 okofa mehwe almost so de mesusu ye kire se ye ahemfo no etwa se ye tu ehu si ho se ya makwan no bia onfa makwan so emetu ya gudie no nsai no nko na ye te won ye hu sunso nti ne kase ne de ejira ye so aban no sika bia ontwa sika bi ma ye ahefo ontwa sika bi ma ye na yente task force ye anka se ye hwe se ye nsuo no sa aban ma ye sa akwa o ma be bosom be nsia pe ye nsuo ni ya be sesa efise ye na ye tin nsuo no ye nenim akwa faso betu esi nsuo no kwa
sa kom de menam ye kwani se mbewu 10 years time ene se mbewu ochena wa kasabisa ye kwani a is better se mbewu 10 years time into the question futu am de ma ban ne say oboa ya ma ye adwuma no o se start hwe kwani ni perspective ye ka kwani perspective pa wo hwe kwani ni nan mu na bisa wo sanka ni kwani a o kasa se mi den na me so be ya fa ho cause kwani na wo fie no ono ukoka bibi se climate change a watene kwa on fa ho e common de ne le nkwala be didi ochene ya 1 week ya be ya o ka chen so dua 10 years time e ya de ye o but e comedy ni sisi na ma na adwene den enko ho nti ye betan ne say ye hia aban so be boy ana e kuna ye kono ye be du bebi a ye be make sure say ye be ye nyoma bi ato say na be akwiani na onya mmobo bring different vulnerability so ye mmobo na comedy na obi atimi ka de pe bia ye den e kire no your stories bebre akwa kwiani waton na sa se de egiska no andi afi na asa nti no master team no mo ho but the obi spoke bisa na say come de me say si ade na meye e de ma no didi ne me 10 years time meye
ye konfinfin mantam nananom a wogomu afetens aseso se tabuna wonom ede to ntweneka e na afedede yeso no sese we ye fi ho
den mo wa kan onu ande ye gbe etinanu obiara owo yiye obiara owo party bi obiara owo ayefuro obiara owo obotu bedin obe deje bia otum oye je otum obiara anye dede nse na ya mo ho kwan eyi je biara owora wo je biara na kata ya mo ho kwan mo woye ya mu ma ho bio de ne ya de ho asede da ya ka akiro oman tu woje otum kuru ya ne ya hwe ntu ne won faturu nfunto kwa na wendu kunyim di wadu court cha amanyaba
nsum na amanda ye nanan mo bobade eyi che de fete ye wade na wakanda ibuda oye kusuma ye iwo afini na nevi eche de ode de nanani kanko ugban koman na musu adibiara odi yidi beba feteman no de yedi kan konigwa ndikuman eyi yada oye amanda ye otwatu wo afi newi nti ne saso nti sebohwa odudamu nuna ye fufu anade fita na obandama enuanu a wo echi fete nkwadu nara anade asaso nara woba na damama di na yeboa na yehwede odiye na mputuduma na no kikan beba because ya bika oyada na mechen oyada ye na nan mo ya bepum ye dunti ode yesu ya bi yetuado nti oyada oho didada nti me a ya ye damu de damu dwumedi yetu ye lift band ma sisia no so obi we yiye obi wo bibi bi odo ye nti damu me enfen a ipakun wo damu kwan a oye nada odo ye nti bi beka de ya lift band obi so wo eyi another wedding ana bibia bro make any activities bia no nne due ya lift nipakuno wo da mujumedi a odo ye
afeye mpatamu shai osudoku district ena yakwa akwagina na adehye ya wonum wo osuami ene agboto nkuro no wo mo kyerese akwan wo mu enye ntipanyfo mehwe na onsiesie ma wo
ye besere pa se kwan we no eye the shortest kwan a se wo kwa aflaw a wo free asutware bom ene bibia no wo betimi afa hanom atwem wo chopolipe no wama odi oti ako yi ye fani say sugar copy na watu aso ako aflaw enti ye besere ye mami ye nim se baby owo no na no drujum enti ye besere ye mami se obeboa yen na short one we no ombetimi ayamaye ye besere ye so emoa ye so ye wo kronima ye di beboa contractor na obetimi aba kwa we hu no ye di sa emoa no ebebre
hene bawange blone ne pie ke ya agotole atehikula lo heje wabada singa hiyo pianinya sinone ne wange assembly ke krekro wa manam si saminya ka je no ko spensisi se ne pie wange pe pa ka abomodi ne acha no hawo ke basu agoto blonya benepene ke waya adalo waya chopolio wana blokpakpa ni wanye no.
I get the contract ends at Todo, and between Todo and Goto there's about a kilometer road which has, according to them, the contract cannot take over that place. We are pleading to the regional minister and his office to also find any other stakeholders and other means to join that portion about a kilometer. Other than that, we cannot access the whole route they are doing. So it's a passionate appeal we are doing to them.
And Western so yes, Rasa Osudoku nyinano. Ya ni kwan bia ya hye sokota. Nti enka mu betimi aboaye na. Aha nso na vote no bebre and this vote no bebre na free. Nti ye besere se omutimi enye maye na omungu sokota maye. Na yen so daachi yetimi akaya aban ni yie pa.
Last year Dr. Mantos since you started say tosi peki na semaba ka kokamba. Nti last year cry ma ye soon free minister cry ma my direction ma nkofo bi free hacho ebeto ye niama wa no. Nti ye pamocho ekwan eni ye hawa ye wo mu wa no. E ade a ye bre ho pa ekwan e na ade ye hia. Ya de sere dia no.
Osudoku are being neglected. Since memorial, there's no tie road in Osudoku. And Osudoku, or especially Osuwe, is the capital of the whole Osudoku. But our road network is very bad. The roads of Shah is being tied, but Osudoku, there's none of the road being tied. And it's another challenge that Osudoku is also facing. It is difficult especially during the rainy season, because of the roads, the bad nature of our road network. The market women find it difficult to bring the product from the farm.
Yada so gyinamua ewo osuwem na adehye wo ho no assign dia to edwase se ba ne suku adan so a de wo ho kakra no enkwada na abo apeso nti osempanyin se wo mekọ wonom emwa ewo safa ho so.
Ye problem ayewo musese a ene ne aye de akere mo no enkwada no mo ni school des a mo etraso na kakra no so wo ho no ba mo ba na mo adobro wo ho wo so ebia ne patre ti des ba ko so ne nyina nso ema adesua no enkose ne a ewo se ekono ewo school dan na esi ho no de ase ho ache almost 10-11 years money ese eye NDC mreso oba twe mu no na dan no esi almost start here na whole 8 years no ya bande nti yes sese a nyame ya adom NDC asamba pa wa biomwe omubetimi aba na omo abaye ya adom na omo afisi amaye.
This building has been here for about 10 years now, and we don't know the reason why it is left in the bush. We have been asking, but because we are here, which we cannot do anything to it. We don't have any say. But since people are here today, we know whatever we are going to say, it will get to the higher authorities. So we only plead to them to come to our end to see the problems that we are facing so that they can help us solve all the problems.
Ba Oshe Mechi a obe say school dan bi wo honoma be getting to almost 10 years in here, almost up to now. Omu and near ye no so the bianquala no best the dexis and qualano the best no and also I a problem amaye intiama adisia ewo school nimno atochi makakra because in qualano ombesua de no jise omo akutu form na omo ada form and so ombeti mi achro and na ohu ye doors no so nipa obe oye adwuma no waye shoddy work amaye intiama ye doors no ni windows ni nyina asay ama ahanum no security no aye bibia wo ho ansa na ye beba teachers no beba school no na ne ese eni ne mfata na o beba betu wo school nim enti ye hia ban no eni district no nkanka ye regional minister eni ye DC se o mu beba bua osuwem DA eni RC school no na ya disua eni adikire no enye mre ema osuwem.
There here school here Dexis and ye per computer lab and I per se on your school windows no any doors no my na young microphone baby we are didn't work your school.
Me no I na pay our pay school windows on me our computer lab our pay was score.
Asin ayiti adehye a wo ho kyerese woni apomoden bia fe wakwa ho nsam so enye ewo mpatem ho.
Enokre eyenim apomoden ho nsam a ekoto ayiti ene emoden ma ayiti community nangasa abo se omo hye bibiase na me hye omo bo se ye mampani ni so ade hu no se ne ayare san betumi akoba bia no me avisi amase no so beboa Emma and Yama omo chance no wi ti cement iron rod a mo hia de be hye dan na se mo yenso ba be boabi mama ye and be just akwanja won so de to amanfo enim se onto meye mo a umra na maboy se ne be ya eno so beti awi peye na ye manfo ewetumi edi omuduma
ya iteni ye hia mo a ye niam no nkoyie edi kan ye kwan no afri asia konfo de be sia ko apoli ni wonu kwanu nye edu insitobre saa no ne nsuo na yiri na akroso ka kwan no ka nko ka ma wo fi anu echi saa so a wodu aite no a ye si chip compound ye ni fosu roma no wa nti nsu ye nhye se be si chip compound na bebi ni a na ya so ano enye yi asa na ya bo echira ko fosu roma hospital ya pim so a ya ko ya ko kire wo ya twa foundation ya share concrete ya twa blocks afi da kasika semo a ya de be pegi missing for no e mo edin
san say ye wo problem ye kwan no enwenti ye say yen timamfo na wo ekura ntutu enu ye bo ahomodi bia say ye be ye check compound na nkonya nyan me san say sika asem nkoye enti ama ye nyoma nyina ye den aka ya force eka plus be 2500 na so san say ye mi sika enti ama ye nyoma nyina ye den aka ye kwan no enye nti amama so bi yale a anaso obi kwa awo so a before ebedu a hospital aye for St. Francis hospital no na aye too late nipa ne ko tumi hwede ne kwa ba se kwan ne ye na se kwan ne da so a anka se ye hu so obi hu dudu na ka wo ho moto wo ho ebetumi du na du ho ntem na doctor fo begina no sintintin ama wanya ahoka ba kwan ne ye nti portos nko se wo fra ka aye te se ye ni ka wa ha ka wo akonfode any camp wo fra ka kura oma esa se kwan ne nye moto kura bo ko fra na esa se kwan ne nye ntinu obekire ne ho ta ma beba na ye too late ndi ye besra aban since 92 wo ye democracy aite ye to aba NDC aban ewini nso mpunto ye nya bi nti ye besra aban na His Excellency John Mama ebesisi ye besra no woni ne mpanifo wo ka aite man ye besra wo na wo ka aite man
PULC ede ababatu edwa ese afi 2020 states yewramu a empeja ebeba yenkania na afi yensuo ebuomu sese ye babetumu na wochiremu a wose nkania ne de no ekwa kogina 9.86% ena nsuo de no entumu no eye 15.92% na eho akwa akohia wose mfienum bia ena wotena se eye saa enhyehyeye nti wei tuomu saa fi 2026 akosi 2030 na wose enyemani bia enti ema wotu anamo nyina ne se na ho akohia se yehwe inflation ye dollar to cedi rate no to da ne mo apagya ni nyina nso so mu hia sika na de anyam fa enkania no na afa nsuo no de ama yen afefu obo ni nyina akomu bia nsa no mbesi ginaye wo saa 9.8% ma enkania no ene 15 point na chiri dia egusuo no de ama ensuo nti wo mo sese Ghana de hye nyina ye nsom ne ama aboso eye consumers nyina na empeja bo no ema kwa ama ye nyese obi efiri mu ama obi aka ho afo na ye home so ewa ha ye ba bie wa bongo di fara e de agudie mu nsam a waboaboa no no ebeba abetoa ye so eba